Doctor Who.
You've been floating around like a butterfly, but I'm gonna pin you down, 'cause you've been found and convicted of a serious crime, caught in possession of this heart of mine, and I'm locking you away for a long, long time. You're guilty, guilty, you're guilty of love. I'm the judge and the jury and defendant too, and I'm just about to throw the book at you. You're guilty, guilty, can't get away 'cause you're guilty, guilty. Now hear me saying G-U-I-L-T-Y.
Right, today is my top 10 favourite Doctor Who stories. I've listed them all. Right, I'm going to do a countdown from 10 to 1 of my favourite stories. These aren't the best, these aren't everyone's overall views of the best story. These are my personal favourite stories. At number 10 is a classic William Hartnell story, The Aztecs. The Aztecs is a brilliant story because of the brilliant characters in it, like Totoxel, the great executioner kind of person who wants to slay everyone. He's a really evil character, and he wants to get what he wants. And also, I like the Aztecs because of the relationship between the Doctor and the Aztec woman, and that she can't have him. The Doctor proposes accidentally to this woman, and they have a relationship with each other, that's why I love the Aztecs. It's also got lots of fighting in it, which is also really good. That's why I like the Aztecs. At number 9 is The War Games, recently brought out on DVD. I've just finished watching it. I love The War Games because of the plot. The plot is absolutely fantastic. You start off in the war, and the aliens are using different soldiers from the war in the war games to use for their great battle force. But the going in between the zones and getting the Red Revolution already. It's just an absolute brilliant story. I would go about it on DVD, and it's an absolutely brilliant story, and I just love the war games. And number 8 is Battlefields. Now, Battlefields is another brilliant story. Features the brilliant Jean Marsh playing Morgaine, or Faye.
I am Morgaine, the Sun Killer, dominator of the 13 worlds and battle queen of the Sprax.
Yeah, so that is Battlefields, and also it's got Ace in it, and it's got The Return of the Brigadier, which makes it another brilliant story, which is also on DVD with a special movie version, which is brilliant. And number 7 is one of my favourite stories, but also one of the ones I think is the most scariest story of Doctor Who in the classic series. It would have to be Terror of the Vervoids. It's where the Doctor is put on trial. It's part of the Trial of the Time Lords series. And the Doctor, with Mel, lands on the Hyperion 3 for a... Hyperion 3 could answer the distress signal. And these 3 scientists have created these pods, which are actually carnival or Vervoids. They're kind of like Triffids, but much better. They're bigger, scarier, and actually walk properly. If you've ever seen Day of the Triffids, they're not very good. They're not very good monsters. The Triffids. They're good at killing, but they're not good as Doctor Who monsters. They're not good as monsters. The Vervoids are really scary creatures that want to kill everything in their sight, which makes them so scary, which makes me think Terror of the Vervoids is a brilliant story. The plot is really good as well. You don't know what's going on. It's really cool. Number 6 is Curse of Fenric. I love the Curse of Fenric because of the Hemivores, are brilliant monsters. The women Hemivores are also really good. The humans that have been turned into Hemivores are absolutely fantastic. The priest is really good in it, and all the Russian soldiers and Fenric himself, and it's just a brilliant story. I love all the action in that. Absolutely brilliant story. Number 5, which most people would have number 1, but I think it's still a brilliant story, and it was a tough decision choosing from all the stories there is. This is number 5, The Talons of Weng-Chiang. It's a brilliant story. Doctor and Leela go back to the Victorian era, where they have murders, and the Doctor tries to discover what's happened to these murders, and it leads them to this Chinese person who's actually kidnapping the women to use to feed Magnus Grill, and they're trying to activate their time cabinet so they can travel through time again after mutilating his face the first time. So it's a brilliant Chinese Victorian story, which is absolutely fantastic. Everyone loves the Talons of Weng-Chiang because it's just so brilliant. But number 4, which most people wouldn't have seen, is The Chase. The Chase is where the Daleks have finally decided they want to get the Doctor out of their lives completely, and they chase the Doctor through time, and they have orders never to stop. They would chase him forever and ever and ever. And the Doctor's chased by the Daleks from planet to planet to planet, and he has to try and stop them, which is absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So the thing I like about The Chase is you go from different planets, different locations, which is absolutely brilliant. You go from different location to different location to different location to different location, which is so much better, and it's such a brilliant story that way. Number 3, and number 3 is Genesis of the Daleks. That would also be down the bottom, near the top ones. Genesis of the Daleks, because everyone loves Genesis of the Daleks. Voted number 1, Doctor Who story. Genesis of the Daleks, the beginning of the Daleks, when the Doctor goes back to try and kill the Daleks, which actually was meant to be the start of the Time War, because the Daleks found out that the Time Wars had sent the Doctor to kill the Daleks. We started off this huge conflict. So Genesis of the Daleks, the brilliant Davros, and all the plot and everything, it's just fantastic. My number 2, most people will not have this in their top 10, but I absolutely love this story, and well, I think it's absolutely fantastic. It was going to be my number 1, but I thought, oh my god, that one! I got to put that one in. So this one is The Invisible Enemy. It's where the Doctor answers a distress signal because these the virus, is infected these people, and they're killing, and they're trying to breed and multiply, and the actual nucleus is stored in the Doctor's brain, and the Doctor and Neela have to go into the Doctor's brain and go around all the bits in his brain and try and neutralise the nucleus, but it actually comes out because they can use the tear duct to escape, and they take the tear duct and enlarge it into the nucleus, and it comes out, and the Doctor finally destroys it. That's a brilliant story. I love it. And I've said to all of you before that my number 1 is, I've always said it's my favourite story ever, and I will stick by it because I absolutely love this story. And it's The Stones of Blood, part of the Key of Time series, The Stones of Blood. I love it because it's got brilliant characters, brilliant monsters, brilliant setting. You've got brilliant Professor Romford. I love Professor Romford. Such a sweet, nice character. You've got the Ogre, and you got Vivian Fay, and you got Cecile Diplos, and you have the spaceship scenes, you have the scenes down below, you have the scenes in the cottage where these people get crushed and K9 tries to help them, and it's got all this action going on. I absolutely love The Stones of Blood. Well, it is my favourite Doctor Who story, and I just absolutely love that story. Well, so that was my top 10 favourite stories of Doctor Who classic series. Whilst I was making that video, I just thought of 2 ones that I left out, which are absolutely fantastic. One would be The Key of Manarus. Brilliant story because, once again, it jumps from one part of the planet to another, to another, to another, to another. You go into different locations all the time, and it's absolutely fantastic. And also, The Daleks Master Plan. One of the best stories ever. But unfortunately, I didn't include it because I forgot about them. And that goes in different places in different times. It was absolutely fantastic. So that was my top 10. I hope you enjoyed that video. I tried to include as much clips as possible in that video, and goodbye. Tune in for my next video.